What brought me to this marketing career path? Well, I think it begins with not surviving well myself, coming from a background of no professional education. I didn't go through the system. I didn't really care for the system. I hated school. I hated all of it. I got into trouble, drugs, etc. We're not going to be talking about that right now, but coming through a pretty dark background, at some point I found a woman, and I found a great woman. I got married to her, and we started having a family. And I had a job, and fast forward 2007, 2008, economy collapses, and we basically lost everything. There's nothing like necessity level for an individual. Nothing like being motivated because you got no choice but to survive. And I think that's the most powerful thing. There's a person that I worked with in the past, an amazing guy. His name is Damon John. He's the founder of FUBU, and one of the co-hosts of the show called Shark Tank. He wrote a book called The Power of Broke. Such a great title, because it really does resonate. It indicates like the fact that people that grow up in an environment, like my kids are growing up right now in an environment full of wealth, full of survival, full of life. They're not missing out on anything. They get everything that they need. It's a different challenge to raise kids like that. I'm working hard at it. But to come from a background in which you had nothing, in which I had to look at my wife in the eyes and tell her, baby, I don't have money to buy diapers. To be in that position, you never forget about that. I remember how it felt as if it was yesterday. And that period right there in which I had no choice but to survive because I have little people that depend on me. That was the one thing that drove me towards finding something. I cannot tell you that I had a desire or a passion for impact like I do right now. I'm into creating impact. I'm into helping a lot of people. I really, really get driven by people improving their businesses and their lives through my content, through my services, through all of that stuff. It didn't start like that. It started off because I was broke and I didn't have any money to feed my kids and my family, and it was bad. It was really freaking bad. So I had to look for something, and that led me towards a path of discovery of like, what can I do? Especially me coming from outside the system with no degree hanging in the wall, with no career to speak for, nothing, no evidence of success. What can I do that's legal? Because I wasn't doing anything illegal. I refused to do anything illegal. I got myself straight. I straightened up my life, and no more drugs, no more nothing. So I stayed on a straight path. Even though I was broke, I was still doing things the right way. That got me on track to look for opportunities. And hey, here's the reality. People that look for opportunities will eventually find them. That's an absolute fact. Some people will give up and they maybe succumb to pressure and other forces, but anybody that keeps on looking for opportunities will eventually find them. I tried something, I failed. I tried another thing, I failed again. I got a job here, I failed, and I kept on looking until I found something that I felt I can develop a skill for. And I went deep into that, and that was the subject of attention. If you look at the name of my company, which I quitted this company in 2015, it stands for Attention Grabbing Media, AGM Marketing. So I got obsessed with that subject. Once I realized that the name of the game was attention, that if I got attention, I was going to be able to do well, and if I didn't have attention, I was going to struggle. Once I realized that, that opened up the door for us to expand as a family and start doing well. And I was put in front of opportunities, and I prepared myself for those opportunities, and I got quote unquote lucky because I was able to capitalize on these opportunities that were presented. Things like Amazon were a part of this particular wave. I got into Amazon. I got really lucky there because I had a friend that was working with me, still here with me today. He's my partner. His name is Ernesto. He was actually trying to survive also, and he was selling bed sheets in the streets, literally putting a tent on different corners of abandoned spots, gas stations, and across different cities. And he was putting them out on a table and selling them for 20, 30 bucks and making a profit. And it was all consignment. And I said, I think there's an opportunity here, Ernesto. I think we should get this line of bed sheets and put it on Amazon. I created a label, I created a logo, and a person that created the logo is still working with us today, which is amazing. And she created the logo for us, and we put it on top of that bed sheets, and we started selling. We put that label on top of bed sheets, and we started selling. And 6 months later on Amazon, as I was learning the game and becoming a good marketer myself and understanding opportunities, we were doing $600,000 in sales monthly. And it was amazing. So I just rode that opportunity wave. I did not create Amazon. I did not create an opportunity. I found an opportunity, and I jumped on top of that particular opportunity. So many other things happened along the way. And while that was happening, I connected with my father, and we started creating. I have another company called Natural Slim, and high 8-figure a year company. And we started creating content in 2012 for it. And that one started taking off a few years later also. And it was built on the back of my father's content. And we made him a social media superstar, and getting to capture attention of millions of people across the world. And little by little, I discovered the ability. And now today, I can probably tell you that I know more about the subject of marketing than most people out there graduating from marketing degrees. And it's incredible. Opportunities are there for you to grab them if you simply decide to look. But it does start with necessity level. You got a necessity level because you need to survive, because you got people that depend on you, and you feel responsibility and a duty over these people. And when you have that necessity level, that really pushes you to extremes, because you won't sleep well until you're able to deliver survival for these people that are important in your life. That's very powerful. And that was my turning point right there, in which I realized that I had to do something about it.
If you're enjoying this content, please go ahead and subscribe. Help me comment below and let me know if you have any questions about marketing. And I'm on a mission to help as many of you as possible conquer the marketing world. So help me out. Subscribe, hit that button, hit that bell, get notified. Go ahead and subscribe right now.